Cool. Just gonna do a recording of the draft, get some advice, can talk through it and see how we feel. Prefacing all this, this will be draft number 5 that I've done. Found out in the last one that you cannot play, or it's very tough to play, a full wedge color without any actual fixing. That fixing being Adventurous Impulse does not assist that well when you can only find a basic land. You need to have dual lands or even tri-lands in there to actually be able to pull it off consistently. What's that? Yeah, so that's basically all there's going to be to that. So without much other preface, let's see how this draft attempt goes. Important notes, we will be drafting with other players, as you can see. So this is no longer bot drafting solely on our phone. We can draft with players now. To which hopefully things go well and nobody tanks us hard. We'll find out pretty quick. Butt crumb. Indeed. What do we have? Okay, so Dire Tactics is amazing removal. Basically conditional on having a human. However, it's also diving right into black-white. What does Monstrous Step do? Target creature plus 7/7 up to 100 target creature blocks if able, and cycling is okay. Cycle a card, you can pay 1 when you do exile artifact or creature you control, return to the battlefield. Or Lutri, the Spell Chaser. When he enters the battlefield, if you cast it, copy target instant or sorcery you control. You can choose new targets for the copy. So the last time I did a draft and I had Lutri, I tried to play it as the companion. I felt that going the one-offs was not a great way to go through in Limited because you can double up and actually have some important, but I think it's still a great card for the actual spells deck. So we're going to take that, we're going to see what we can find. There's a Wingspan Mentor, which is pretty fantastic. There's Ultra Moon Neutralize. We've seen Anticipate. What else do we have? Rock Slide is really good removal. Might just being... if we didn't have this, I don't know how the ETB, we could do human, non-human bonding with spells, or we could just try for spells. I think Counterspell with cycling is actually probably better right now, but that Rock Slide is super tempting. Yeah, I'm going to take the Rock Slide. You know, initially I'm going to take removal over something else. Wow, so we have 2 on-color uncommons. Archipelago is the Mutate to freeze a creature. What does the Parrot do? Tap deals X damage to any target where X is the number of times this creature is mutated. Okay. I also see a Cathartic Reunion, Gust of Wind. So both are mutate options. Not really what we want for the spells deck if we keep going this way. I think Pork Parrot might be nice to help us round out games. It's a 3/4 parrot that does not have flying. And the last time I had Archipelago, we never really got the mana to make that one work. What do we have here? We have a Temur Crystal. We have Glimmer Bell, which actually works insanely well with the parrot. I have a feeling we want to pick up one of the combo, but there is a Spell Eater Wolverine, and the Glimmer Bell goes around fairly frequently, so I think I'm going to take the Spell Eater Wolverine. And we can probably pick up a Glimmer a little bit later. What does this do? Convert a mana cost 3 or greater and land cards. Enters battlefield, draw a card for each other permanent you control with mana cost 3 or greater. Wow, that screams Teamer to me. And that is discard X cards to kill a thing, so I'm not super fond of Channeled Force. I might look at opening up into Teamer here with that. Right now we've got blue-green 2 hybrid and blue-red 2 hybrid, so we can still have flex room with our splash color for what that's actually going to be. Anticipates are in this set. There's Gust of Wind for spell bounce. Gremlin would be okay. What else do we find? Barrier Breach, exile up to 3 enchantments. General's Enforcer for the humans deck. Capture Sphere. Absolutely Capture Sphere. Although the fixing at this stage is super tempting. If Capture Sphere was anything else, we would have been going for that. So we're going to take Capture Sphere. As usual, we're not getting much of anything for help here. Cycle a card against that. +1, put a first strike counter on it. That seems like a pretty good trick if we're going to build big things or spells. There's a Rumbling Rock Slide. Absolutely, we want that. Let's 9 creature spawn, tap him. So that would be okay, but Rock Slide for sure. I definitely love having 2 of those. There's the Monster Step. Adventurous Impulse might be pretty good just to help smooth over things. Like I said, if we can find some Teamer fixing, we will be in great shape. We want to do probably Honey Mammoth. So Heightened Reflex is probably not main board. Spell Eater maybe, depending on how many spells we actually end up going instant or sorceries. Rock Slide, like I said, has been fantastic. Karuga could probably be pretty good. Even if we don't play it for Companion, that's still a very solid ability to have. Oh boy. I guess we can take a fully grown, diversify on our tricks that we can do. So the one for 1/0 and first strike counter seems very, very effective. But yeah, like Lutri, just in the main board can double up. I don't know that I definitely don't want different things, especially not with dual rock slides. And same thing with that. I don't know how relevant going that way is going to be. Pick the 3 CMC guy, another one, or Vigilance or Reach, sure. Thwart the enemy, one-sided fog or gremlin. Let's go with the gremlin and a Gloompangle one. So same thing, problem being fixing is not great here. Labyrinth Raptor, I have no interest in going that hard over there. Humans are going well. What does Proud Bonder do? Creatures you control with trample have Sun's combat damage as though it weren't blocked. So that's okay. I do see another Capture Sphere, which is very tempting to pick. Not many of my guys have trample, so I'm thinking Capture Sphere is probably going to be the card to go with. There's also no fixing here, and a 4/3 for 4 with trample is not amazing, so let's take Capture Sphere. This pack looks terrible. So I think we'll probably pick up a Glimmerbell. Another adventurous impulse is kind of tempting, but we do have the Porca Parrot. So having that untapped Porca Parrot ping for a bunch. There's also 1/3 flying, so it's a decent blocker early on. Try that. Ooh, Clash of the Titans. Make two opponents' creatures fight each other is pretty fantastic. Reconnaissance mission is pretty good. I just don't have any way to like very abuse it. I don't have any super evasion. Just do any cyclic card deals 1 damage to each opponent. That's okay, or just straight fight. But this is way better because we can make our opponent's dudes fight each other. So let's do that. So we're looking solid red-green with probably splashing blue. Hopefully we can find some fixing coming up here soon. This is around the time I feel like looking for fixing would be really good. We've got a solid core to the deck now, so we could sacrifice some average picks for fixing maybe. What does this do? Draw a card, activate if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. I feel like that's exactly what we're trying to do in this deck. We have a Crustacean. What else do we have? Cloud Piercer is okay. So you can rummage when you mutate that. Survivor's Bond could be alright, but there's really nothing else great here, and we're going to have a few chunky dudes in this deck, so I'm thinking Bonder's Enclave could be pretty good for us. What else do we have? What does Glowstone Recluse do? Reach, mutate, put 2/1 counters on it. That is pretty solid. Again, we're finding all the wrong lands, but there's also mutate to ramp, which I feel like we could use because that will help with fixing at least. Kind of sucks to have to pass on the 2/3 with 2/1/1 counters, but I think we just need to be able to fix a little bit here. Then we find a rugged land, which is definitely the pick. You could also Farfinder, but we need a couple of duels. Like, you can search for basic lands all you want, but I find it's too sluggish. You need to actually have a few ways to dual land up here. So I think that's the pick over it. We're also not really looking for more playables in the 3-drop slot. We're pretty okay there for now. What do we have here? A lot more nothing. So I think we might just take a keep safe for the time being. This would be a great sideboard pick as well. Just if we end up going up against an opponent who's targeting a bunch of our stuff. It'd be pretty fantastic. Unfortunately, this is only going to be best of ones, and the human wheels. That is very interesting. The 1-drop Trampler is pretty good as well, but we also have the Springjaw Trap, which could function as removal, but I got 2 Rumbling Rock Slides, so I think we'll pick that up for the 1-drop. Frostlink's absolutely solid card, still no fixing. Where is our fixing? Second Adventurous Impulse, I passed on that for something else. Any fixing right now is high pickable to the point I'm going to pass on bombs to be able to fix our colors because we picked up a few blue. And we're probably not playing that. If this is our splash, I don't fancy that. Almost to the point of I don't want the parrot either, unless we've mutated a bunch, which I don't feel like we do. We have that, and we have the other one, green-white, is not helpful. So let's take a one-sided fog, I suppose. Red-white is also not helpful. We should have gone Naya. I will take the Springclaw Trap. So this is a little rough. We still don't need the white either. We'll take a second trap. Blade Banish is a pick 14. Somebody screwed up, and white feels super open. Was that me? Did we screw up? So we have the blue-green mutate, make a 3/3. We also have mutate for 3, destroy artifact or enchantment with reach and trample. Wow. I honestly don't know what to go with here. We could do no, escape protocol doesn't do anything for us, but I think he might be the pick, or Trampling Gnar for the grow wide. I kind of like the extra wide. I don't know how important artifact and enchantment hate is going to be here, but it does kill a pacifism or a capture sphere if we get stuck on that. So let's try there. We have Obosh, who is with odd converted mana cost, and we are heavy red, so I'm thinking we could probably do that. The Sanctuary Smasher is fantastic. I think if we do an odd converted mana cost, because we got a ton of 3-drops, that creature deals double damage. Oh, if a source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player deals double. Yeah, Obosh is solid. Let's do that. And what do you do? Activated ability. Activated abilities you aren't activate that aren't mana abilities cost 2 less. So that can do mutates. Okay. And he's double red as well. This is looking almost more of a red-green mutate deck. And hello, Teamer spell. Song of Creation. You play an additional land on each of your turns. When you cast a spell, draw 2 cards. At the beginning of your end step, discard your hand. Or there's Charge of the Forever Beast, which honestly probably Charge of the Forever Beast I think might be more helpful. We find up to... Oh no, that's deals damage. Yes. Removal. I need removal. More removal always is good. Exile up to 3 enchantments. We could pick up an Essence Scatter. We could pick up the Mutate, draw a card. Which would be pretty solid as well. We could do Facet Reader to smooth out our stuff. Actually, Facet Reader might be the pick here. See if we can loot our way through. But blue is also like our super splash cards. So we want like big splashy effects we can do with blue. We don't really want like to rely on early game blue guys. So let's pick the big splashing mutate dude. And we find a Godzilla. I think we Snape pick that. There's not even anything else I would really want here anyways, so let's take Godzilla. Because let's face it, this set is about getting big creatures that just do crazy things. First is Tigerilla with Trample or Menace. Monster Step is okay. I don't know what our 4 slot looks like, so sure, we'll pick up an extra 4-drop creature, Escape Protocol. Still nothing great. Adventurous Impulse times 3, I suppose. Actually, you know what? We're not going to play 3 anyways. I'm going to just use this pick to grab an Escape Protocol to round out the set for me. Another Bushwag for 1-drop, sure. With our 5-drop guy, odd CMCs deal extra damage, double damage, so... when it mutates, put an extra 1/1 counter on. Sure, we've got a bit of a mutate theme going on, so let's give it a try. Blazing Volley, I suppose. So once again, we really didn't get any fixing. Plummet would be a great sideboard card if we were playing best of 3s. Tenant Connection, 3 less if you control a creature with menace. Oh, gain control of a creature. Sure, we'll pick the Yoink spell. Okay, so this draft also really sucked for fixing. don't really know what's going on there. Is fixing showing up that little, or is somebody just doing packs 1 and 2, pick all the fixing and play pack 3 bombs? Like, that's what I'm unsure of. We don't need 2 of those. I don't need escape protocol. 3/3 trample. We're probably not playing fully grown. We're definitely not playing thwart the enemy. The 3-drop 3/3 with target creature can't block this turn. That's also pretty good. So I feel okay about mainboarding those. We're not playing the Blade Banish. That's effectively just a double red spell, which is fine, I think. We got a lot of double green going on here. Probably not playing the Giraffid. Obosh is also just double red. Yeah, like, we don't really easily fulfill any yeah, I get too many 4-drops. They're pretty good. Probably Pork and Parrot mutate for 1 Zerto would be pretty cool. Probably not playing Tentative Connection. I don't have any way to really abuse that. Migratory Greathorn to mutate for 3 and grab us a land. That's basically our fixing along with double Adventurous Impulse. We probably don't need 2 Almighty Brushwags. I don't even know how I feel about Heightened Reflexes. The first strike, I feel like that could be relevant. I probably don't even want to play the Trap. 4 to sacrifice. That's just too much right now. I'm only dealing 3. It's not like it scales up at all. I probably don't even want Frostlinks here just to cut back on our blue. I think I'm happy playing blue for double Capture Sphere and the Dreamtail Heron, and then it's just a bonus for Lutri and Karuga. What do we got? We got cycling, cycling, not cycling. So we'll probably cut one of those guys just because double cycling at least gets rid of them if we get stuck there, and then the 5 converted mana cost portion is kind of our top end of the curve in an absolute sense. Then we have a few mutates, double Rumbling Rock Slide for sure. Pork and Parrot is okay if we mutate a bunch. Charge of the Forever Beast is a great way to make use of some of those high power creatures that we have out there, so that's pretty fantastic. I might lose the Excavation Mole. Milling doesn't really do anything for us here. So yeah, we're base red-green with just a splash of blue, so 4 islands probably good. We have a Rugged Highlands as well, so we're able to flesh that out a little bit. We do have the 3-drop, the 3-drop mutate creature. I keep thinking 3-drop, but he's a 4 CMC creature. We got some other removals. I think this could be okay. Here's to show it off in the other manner as well. So I think this is okay. Just for reference, this is the 1-drop 02. Whenever he mutates, put a 1/1 counter on it. This one is the Reach Trample mutate for 3. Whenever it mutates, destroy an artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. And this is the 11/11 cycling trampler. When you cycle them, you put a trample counter on a thing. So I think this is okay. There's nothing I would really want to cut for anything else. Might be an argument for another Almighty Bushwag, but I think this could be okay. Possibly the Flycatcher, but I feel like our curve is big enough with other, like, really value creatures, especially like Karuga, Obosh, and the Heron. Um, so I think we're doing alright that way. We can check out the stats. We have 0-2 drops, which I find incredibly amusing. Um, got, what, 14 creatures to 9 non-creatures, so I think that's alright. The real trick for this deck is just going to be, is our mana going to screw us over? Especially as we're trying for a Bonder's Enclave. Uh, is it even worth it for that? Draw card, activate ability if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. So, out of our creatures that we're actually playing, which ones are likely to hit that? So we have a Ferocious Tigerilla. We have the Gem Razor. And we have Karuga. That actually seems terrible. I thought we were going a little bit better off that way. I think with that, I might actually cut. Ugh. I want one more island to be comfortable, but at the same time, we need the rest of that. I guess we'll try it with that. So I'll upload this, and then yeah, you can give me some feedback on what you think about it. Thanks for checking in, guys.